Hey everybody, it's Martha. Welcome to my Shabby Craft studio. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Today is prompt number 12, and it's for March 21st. Stamp words and or images on fabric. Muslin works great. You can use an old sheet or pillowcase. Any cotton works really well. If you have stays-on ink or a permanent ink, it works best, but you have to try what you have to see if when you stamp it spreads. Some inks I have do spread and some don't. Use them on your pockets, tags, pages, etc. throughout the journal and future projects. So that's pretty easy. I've done this a million times. I love to stamp on fabric. If for some reason you have zero fabric, take the back of a paper napkin and stamp on that. But I'd prefer that you use fabric in this prompt. Now, I have a gajillion stamps and fabric and all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is, this is a selvage edge off of fabric that I use for, use your words, Martha, for the folio edges, the spine of the folios I make. Okay, thank you. And of course I have a bazillion stamps. So I'm just going to take some of these number ones out. This is from the Tim Holtz collection. Anything that fits on here, I'm going to take out because fabric adds texture. I also have some words that would fit on there. Look at that. Orders attended to day or night. Identification check, destination, shipment collections. What's this one say? Corresponding order, field. I have a bunch of numbers in here. So those are really skinny ones. And so I'm going to do those on this skinny piece of fabric. And I am going to use the stays on, as much as I really dislike the smell immensely. Very immensely, I dislike the smell. And I know, like, a lot of people love the smell of Fabri-Tac or the texture or feel of it. Susan. Or people like the feel or smell, not feel, but the smell of stays-on. Susan. I don't know if it was you or not. Somebody recently I was watching said they really liked the smell of it. I just don't. Anything that is scented, I have become extremely, and something I'm extremely sensitive to all scents. Okay, finish that thought. I am extremely frugal and tend to put everything really close together. Don't do that. Give yourself some edges, some space in between. You know, like, don't put the words or numbers right up next to each other. It's just silly. You don't have to do that. You have lots of this stuff, you know, on hand. So don't do that. All right. Put it right side up, Martha. Martha. So this is fun. I love doing this on everything from this heavier fabric to muslin to sheets. It's just fun. Of course, my fabric isn't very flat because it's been scrunched up somewhere. It does help to iron your fabric flat first. The other thing that helps is if you've washed and dried your fabric without fabric softener. Now that, you can't really see the O on the orders. I don't know if I did that because I smudged it or what, but yeah, that's what happens sometimes. But it's okay. It's all right. It'll all turn out okay. Okay. Me and my squeaky chair. Okay. This is the back of a desk calendar. Last year, I found in Walmart a whole bunch. I don't know if that's going to fit. I'm going to try it. This says, "A flower touches everyone's heart." And Georgia O'Keeffe, it's a Georgia O'Keeffe quote. I found a whole bunch of the large, they're actually desk calendars, but you can hang them on a wall. For years, I hung them on a wall and wrote all of our schedules on there. Well, it sort of came out. The Georgia O'Keeffe part didn't come out very well. Sorry, Georgia. Let's see if I can get it up higher. And I found a whole bunch of them at Walmart last year, probably about this time of year, maybe April, and they were for $1, and they were all blanks. So I tea-dyed a bunch of them, and I've left a bunch of them. There we go. That sort of had some threads hanging over. Okay. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, I'm going to stop this little strip here. Cut that off there. I'm going to stop doing it on there. And I'm going to get some other fabric out here. Now, this is a strip of the same type of fabric. It's very heavy, though. Let me see if I can find something a little lighter to stamp on. There. That's actually muslin right there. Now, when you go to the store and buy muslin, I don't know if you all know this, you can actually get it either bleached, which is sort of an off-white color, or you can get it unbleached, which is kind of a darker color, or you can get tea-stained muslin. I can at Joann's fabric stores. I can get tea-stained there. It's brown. It's not as mottled as when I tea stain it myself. So, yeah. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's on fabric. And I usually let it sit. Don't rock your stamps. Don't rock them back and forth. You'll get smudging. And if when you ink it, you have any on the edges, like on the edge here, that'll show up if you rock it. Don't rock it. Just press straight down. Ooh, that's pretty. That'll be pretty behind anything. A collage of fabrics. I'm going to do some more of that. It's always safer on a wooden stamp to do it upside down if it's large enough to stand upside down on its own. This one, that one would work if I did that. Whew, just don't like the smell. I'm going to do this right up to the other one because, ooh, it's not straight. I can never do anything straight because I can, oopsies. And it's okay for me if it's faint like it is right there. I'm perfectly happy with that, especially if I'm going to use it under other stuff and cover it up. But, you know, sometimes you want some fabric with, like, text on it like this is. This is French. And, you know, buying printed fabric is expensive. And print it yourself. What the heck? Right? This will be really pretty. Especially if you tear it. So I'm going to leave this sitting longer than I did. The first one I left sitting longer. And the second one is lighter. So I'm going to, let me zoom in and show you. This one's a little darker, and that one's a little lighter. And that one's darker again, but see, it's missing a little bit right there. It's okay. See how much darker this one is to that one? But it's okay. It's all right. Let me zoom you back out because you're too close. Don't want you to go crazy looking at my movements in front of the camera. So, oops, I love this stamp, can you tell? So once again, just a reminder, I reminded you in last week's video, and I am recording ahead. Our last prompt will be given on May 30th. Both Caryl and I have plans to do other things this year, since last year was a bust as far as traveling and everything. And so we both need to take time off from this, but we'll be back. We'll be back. I promise we'll be back with something. It may not be prompts, but we're always here to share. Always here to share. Now, this is something I haven't tried before, but I'm going to try it today. So there's always a first time for everything, right? All right. So this little leaf stamp here, I'm going to give it a shot, but I'm going to take out, let's see if I have any archival in green. I think I have a green. There's a green. Okay, so I have archival. Look at that. It's leaf green. How appropriate. So I'm going to see how this goes. Now, I am using archival. I can't remember if these archival inks stamp well or not. So that's what we're going to test out right now. Oh, that came out pretty. Me likey. Me likey that. Oh, yes. I'm doing these kind of far apart because in my brain says, you're wasting fabric. Yeah. You know, I can get more fabric. Not that I don't have a lot to begin with. I seriously do. And got fabric out the yin-yang. But what I'm going to do when I'm done doing this is, let's see, do I have another green? I think I have one other green. Maybe. I do. I have library green, whatever library green is supposed to be, but it's darker. So I'm going to try that. Oh yeah, I think that'll be pretty too. Okay, let's put the cap on this one. And you let it sit there for a little bit because it has to sink into the fabric. But you will find some inks, as I was trying to say earlier, they will sink into the fabric too much and spread. So there is that. Now, if you don't want to wash them and dry them first without a dryer sheet, you can leave them as they are bought. And fabric, all fabric, comes to you with a sizing on it. Even clothes come that way. So you should always wash your clothes before you wash them. I mean, before you wear them straight out of the store, in my opinion. Just my opinion, you know, for whatever that's worth. But they do use a chemical sizing on fabrics. And that's what makes it look so pretty on the bolt, because, you know, it looks all fresh and stiff on the bolt. And you take it home and wash it, and it becomes all soft and yummy. So if you don't want to, I would test anything you haven't washed. Test your inks, test your fabrics. Okay, so that came out nicely. Thank you very much. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to do this fleur. And this is almost like a dandelion, I guess. I was trying to look at it to see. So I don't know if I have... Oh, I have a yellow. I do have this yellow. We'll see. I don't think this yellow is going to show up, though, on this fabric very well. It might. It may. It might. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not. Probably not. Then I'm going to do the stem. Come on. In a green. I used to make cards. I got into stamping because I made cards. And we made all, for at least a couple of years, I made all our, oh yeah, see? It's not very dark. That could have been my stamping, my inking technique, of course. It's always on the person doing it. I'm pressing quite hard. And really, I should probably put, I have some foam here I can put under there. That makes it better. It does make it better to have a little foam, or you can stack, 5 or 10 pieces of copy paper. Something that has a little bit of give to it, but not a lot of give. You don't want too much give. Let's see. And I might not have held it there long enough. I'm trying to get the stem down. The stem isn't the same height of the stamp. So that's the only reason I'm rocking. Let me hold this there longer. So, what was I saying? I have no idea. I keep losing my train of thought. Oh, that came out much better. Yeah, I should have ironed my fabric first. I'm not going to iron it right now. If you glue these down, the creases will disappear. It just doesn't make for a very happy smooth stamping experience. I'm going to do this one upside down because my plan is, even though these are closer together than I'd like, I'm going to cut around them. Okay. Well, I got green where it didn't belong, but that's okay. It's all good. All good. So I have to go out to Kohl's this afternoon. I am pre-recording this. So we are having beautiful spring weather. Okay, I'm putting my stamps aside. I hope I didn't bump into you too hard. They're going on the floor. Can you believe that? Because I need space. Where did I put? Okay. Close up the stays on because I don't like that smell anyhow. The yellow was in there. I need to put my inks away. The stamp pads. There we go. Okay. Now, you can use distress inks for this stuff, like I said. I don't. I think it's the distress inks for me that ran a little bit. But that's so, you got to try what you've got. All right, time. I need a sip. When I talk, I don't breathe right, and I tend to have, issues. I also breathe through my nose a lot because I ruined both of my scissors. I'm so angry at myself. I tend to breathe through my nose a lot because I have really bad allergies. Yeah, I ruined both of my Fiskars scissors, so I'm going to try and get to Joann's and buy some more. Like I said, I am recording this ahead of time, so you'll see this 2 weeks down the road. But today, not when you're seeing this, but today, which is March, I think 10th or 11th. I think it's 10th. Joann's is having 60% off Fiskars scissors. And I ruined this pair and this pair by trying to get the glue off with a emery board. Don't do that. It ruins them for cutting forever. This cheap pair of scissors I have cuts better than they do now. So, yeah, they used to cut fabric just fine, but not so much anymore. All right, so I'm going to try this. Whee! And get a little closer. And then, I don't know if this is going to work very well, but we'll see. I'll find a page I want to put this on first. This is ugly. I got to do something about that. I got a little carried away with my, that kind of thing. Oh, I think this would look pretty right here. That's a belly band, though. I don't want to mess that up. That's too busy. I don't know if it would work there. Right here. That would look pretty right there. Okay. So I'm going to cut this just a teensy bit. I'm trying to see if I'm on camera. Just a teensy bit closer. One thing that I've seen other people do it, and I'm like, why don't I ever think of that? You stamp an image, cut it out. You don't have to stamp directly on your page. I mean, there's more chance for mistakes that way. There's more chance that you will mess it up. There's more chance of being creative when you do it this way. And it doesn't have to be on fabric. You know, if you're stamping on paper, stamp on paper, then cut it out. And then put it on. It's just like fussy cutting. So what's the difference? Oh, I like that. Yes, please. All right. I guess I'll go Fabri-Tac with this one. So now I get to wait for it to sink to the... I need to put a little nail polish remover in here. Acetone-based nail polish remover. It will thin out your Fabri-Tac very nicely. Anytime now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's spring here and everything's blooming. And so I am sniffling, sneezing. I sound like a allergy commercial. Sniffing, sneezing, coughing from drainage, you know, all that fun stuff that happens during spring. But it's so pretty. It's been in we had a few days in the 70s. This is in early March. And so that was very nice. And we are making plans to travel. Now, that glue. See, I have a feeling if you used the Distress ink or the Distress oxides with this wet glue behind there, I'm sure that would have run. And it didn't because I used the archival ink to stamp it with. So there's my tip of the day for you, is to not let it get to... I stamp numbers, right? Not let it get to... Oh, I also stamped this. Try not to use a water reactive ink, because gluing it down will activate that and it may make it run. And you know, fabric is very porous, and muslin especially is extremely porous. So you may want to not use a water-based ink on that. All right. A flower touches everyone's heart. Georgia O'Keeffe. And this is a pocket here, so I'm trying to not get it to overlap that too much. Boy, I lucked out putting this flower up high enough because I didn't plan on putting that there. I was going to put a little number. So that's pretty, right? Then I can put a floral tag in here maybe. Yes, I like that. Thank you very much. Let's see. I need to decorate this tag. I haven't done nothing with it. So let's see. I have stuff everywhere. I have not cleaned up my room. I've done probably 6 projects and have not cleaned up my room. And they're just piled. Like, I have fun foam on one side, and I have 2 bins of paper, a bin of fabric. I'm going to put that up there because putting it in and out of the pocket might be tricky. And then what else? So I could use that. And I could use a butterfly off of here. Not that I don't have a gazillion butterflies already fussy cut out. I mean, why would I use those? When I can tear one off a piece of paper. Off of a perfectly good piece of paper I could use for something else. Oh, I like that. Yes, please. All right, so I'm going to use my Scotch Create because it is made to hold fabric. And I like it a whole lot better than stinky Fabri-Tac here. Oh, well, there goes that cap. Fabri-Tac's just going to sit open, I guess. And I need a paper towel. All right, so if you didn't want to put your glue stick directly on your fabric, you can put it directly on your paper. And just wipe up the excess around it. I'm actually going to stick that right off the top like the tab top thingy. You know, the thing you would put on the top of a tag. You know, that thing. A fabric tab, right? Yeah. Beautiful. So I've used it as a background. I've used it as a focal point right here. And I have some to use in the future. I like that. See, I'm glad I didn't put the fabric at the bottom because that's a tight squeeze in that pocket. And the tag doesn't have to be overly decorated. That's pretty, just like that. And like that. And let's see. Let's see. So I have another one of... Do I? I know I do. I have another one of these. I think I'm going to put that... No, I was looking at this page. I'm going to put that right there. Now this is heavier fabric, so I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac for this. I'm just going to put it right on. I'm going to measure. Maybe. All right, I need my page marker. Oh my goodness. My tie Beanie Babies. I took a whole bin of them to my daughter. She is now 41, and she has 2 daughters of her own. But my daughter hates clutter. Hates it. Did not want me to bring these tie Beanie Babies to her. But she took them. Because I didn't want to just give them away. She knows more people with kids. She could give them away. So I kept the ones I really liked. I have my little lamb here. My little lammy. I know I showed these before. And I have a crab because I love seafood. But I just love these colors. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah. All right. Not too far off the subject, huh? Can I find my cap? Yes, I can. Okay. Let's see. Wipe my volcano excess off of that. All right. So I've done 3 of these very quickly. I did that one, and I did this one, and I did this tag here and used this background. So there you go. That is stamp words and or images on fabric. Muslin works great. A sheet, a pillowcase, an old cotton shirt. Use them on your pockets, tags, pages, etc. throughout the journal and in future projects. Okay? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Have fun with this prompt. Another fairly easy one. Last week's was easy, and so be ready. There's some more complicated ones coming up. Have a great day. Happy crafting. I love you all. Thank you again for sticking by me. Thank you to the new subscribers and the old. Love you all. Have a great day. Happy crafting. See you on the flip side. Bye.